So say good night to the bad guy. Come on. The last time you're gonna see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you.
Cracking, everyone. It's the Mile High Hustle coming back to you with another one. You know what it is. So make sure before we get into this, hit that like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you get all future content. Just want to thank everyone who's messing with the channel. Want to thank everyone who's been showing love, commenting, liking. Just keep it up. You know what I mean? Thank you for being patient with me. I'm going to be dropping some more videos here soon. So just want to touch base on the first time I ever came across Sureños. In my lifetime, when I was active and a young man out on the streets doing my thing. So first time I ever came across him was right before I caught my case in like 96 maybe. It was like 96. So those of you who don't know, I'm from North Denver. I did a 5-year stint in the penitentiary on a 12-year drug charge that I got for dope and weapons. Ended up doing 5 years on that, served a 5-year mandatory parole, ended up serving 4 years of that parole. So this is the first time I ever came across him. I had moved out of the north side because things had got real heated. I was hustling real hard. I'd actually had some fools try to come and rob and kick in the door, and turned out bad for everybody, you know what I mean? But that being said, we moved out of the north and moved up into the west side, and I was staying over on 3rd and Feds, right off of 3rd and Grove. Lived right on the corner house, right behind still there, it's right behind a car lot. So we was living there, and first time I ever counted Sureños, man. I used to always be into the hustle, you know what I mean? I was hustling dope, guns, whatever I could really get my hands on. I was just really, trying to make money. That was my main goal. So I remember this one night, man, I just came back from the gun show. And here in Denver in the 90s, if you didn't know, in Colorado, you used to be able to buy guns through a private sale, which means you didn't have to provide ID or anything. They didn't have to do a background check. But that being said, I was clean no matter what anyways. I hadn't copped no felonies at this point. So I was still able to purchase guns the right way, but I would buy them private sale. So I just came back from the gun show, and I think I purchased like maybe 8-9 guns. Couple of homies wanted some little, some bangers, and what happened was I gave them a call to come over and pick up their little thing. So homies show up, couple homies show up. I'm still waiting for 1 or 2. And, we decide to kick it. We're chilling, we're kicking back. We're going to blaze up. We're going to smoke. And we're waiting. And I hear some bassing outside. And I thought it was the homie, you know what I mean? Because we're always known we was criminals. That's what we used to do. We used to steal cars. We used to jack the systems, the rims. We didn't have it like that, so we'd go get it. But heard that bassing, and I actually thought it was one of the homies. So I opened my door, and my door faces 3rd Avenue. I could see Columbine Steakhouse from my porch. So I go to look out, and it's a van. It's a minivan, and there's some dudes talking to some chicks. People used to cruise Fetties back in the day in the 90s. They used to cruise Federal, and then they would pull off and, holler at each other. They'd get the digits or whatever, see if they wanted to hook up. And there was this maroon van on Gold D's. So I opened the door to look out to see if it's the homie, to greet him. And sure enough, it's some dudes talking to some chicks. And I look out my door, and this dude that's in the passenger says, "Hey, Go back in your fucking house. This ain't none of your business. What? So, you know what? Well, I was with the business back then, so I was like, you know what? Fuck you, homie. That's what's up. So they were like, well, what's up? So there was a few dudes in this van. So me, I run inside, I turn around, tell the homies, hey, these dudes want something. You know what I mean? Grab the heater, put it in my waist. Didn't pull it. Jump the fence. Come out to the street with these dudes, and it's me and my homies, and there's like 3 of them, 3 of us. And I was like, well, what did you say? And they were like, wow, you know what? Whoop, whoop-de-whoop. This is Su 13, Pomona, California, whatever. They was from Pomona, I guess. I never heard of, this is the first time I ever heard of them other than watching the movies and shit like that. Never really seen them function here in Colorado. So, what have you, these dudes start popping lit. Well, I guess when I jumped the fence, the banger kind of hangs out. The banger's hanging out a little bit, and lo and behold, they see it. I wasn't trying to pull it, wasn't trying to show it, wasn't about that. I didn't do that. So, dude be like, hey, what's up, homie? We got cuetes too. And I was like, oh yeah, well shit, well bust them out, homie. What's up? And this one dude pops off at his mouth and he says, we'll come back and light this whole place up. Wrong thing to say, man. Straight up. Shit starts letting loose. You start seeing, you know, things let loose, and they drive off. You know what I mean? Kind of booked the crib because I didn't know, you know what I mean, if anyone called the Huda. So next day I come back, couple days later, you know, we're chilling, and I'm sitting inside, I'm chilling, I'm watching TV, and the old lady goes, hey, there's these fools keep coming by and they're mean mugging the house. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, they've already drove by like 3 times, 4 times. They just keep looking at our crib. So I go to the front door, I look out, and like I said, my front door used to face 3rd. So I'm looking out, these fools come driving by. They come driving by, and they're in their little Corsica or whatever, and they're staring, balled down, and they're looking with like a purpose, you know what I mean? Like, hey, they want to do some harm to this crib. So I had to go to the closet and get the big boy. These bros come driving back through, man, and they come back looking through, and somebody's looking at them through a little something, and just following them, you know what I mean? So they seen that big boy pointing out that door, and these fools drove off. They smashed. They're done. They're gone. I didn't see them no more. I think they were there. They were for the business. They were there doing, you know, surveillance, whatever. I think they went back and told their homies, those dudes ain't the ones, man. They with it. You know what I mean? So they never came back. I didn't see them anymore around my neighborhood. So lo and behold, one day, me and the old lady were out shopping, and those of you know the Velarde neighborhood in the west side, right there where the projects are, there used to be a Wendy's, and the old social service building used to be across the street. So we were shopping, we pulled into Wendy's, we're gonna get some grub, we're gonna get something to eat. So we pull up, you know, we're ordering. And all of a sudden the old lady looks and says, look, there's that van. And I look, and it's a maroon van on gold D's. And this isn't very likely. This is one of those maroon Astro vans back in the 90s. They was tight, you know what I mean? This one was maroon. It had some gold 15-inch Daytons. They might have, yeah, they was 15s or 16s. They were on some low pros. They didn't have no Vogues, but they was on some low pros. So she was like, oh shit, there's that van. So this dude and this chick walk out of Wendy's. They start walking towards this van. And the old lady says, look, they got social service badges on them. Them motherfuckers work for social services. Oh, wow. So those of you that know that neighborhood, there used to be, like I said, social services was right across the street in Alameda, Zuna area. So they used to have parking up top. There was an old car wash, and if the street doesn't quite level out, so it goes up the hill, and there's a parking right there, and you were able to enter and go downstairs and go to the social service building. So we follow them. They park their whips. All right. They pull up. They get out. They go inside. Parking space next to them is open. I drive up, pull up. I tell the old lady, open that door real quick. She reaches over. She opens the driver's side door, and the door opens. There's no alarm on this truck. 12 days. So anyways, I was like, oh snap, homie. And I made money already. I was making money. I was selling dope. But this was for shits and giggles, for real. So your boy goes and gets a homie Low Key. My homeboy Low Key. For those of you know who Low Key, he's a hitman. He's a real one. My homeboy's slammed down over in Nebraska doing time. Straight real one. Known him since we was kids. We wasn't always friends, but at this particular time we were homies. He's the homie now. When we was youngsters, we used to chuck him up a lot, me and him. So she opens the door, she shuts it. I go home, start plotting, go get the homie, call the homeboy. He comes over and I'm like, hey homie, we're gonna go get this whip. And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. So the next day, the old lady drops us off. We pull up, get in that whip, boom, 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 crack it up, and we're out. Whoa. We smash out with this whip. And this was their shit. Long story short, it didn't have all the nice rims on it anymore. It was missing a system. Might have got left on the mousetrap over here on I-70 and 25. So allegedly, you know, it got left on the mousetrap on some stock wheels and tires, and all the amenities of that beautiful car were gone. So this is my first encounter with Sureños. It's crazy. I wasn't looking for it, but it found me, as most trouble always does. But yeah, this is my first encounter. So I've always kind of been really with it, wanted to, you know, I was looking for that smoke back then when I was a kid. When they caught me like that, it was more, I was on the grind, I was on my hustle, wasn't looking for shit. But when somebody pops off like that, starts talking and gets to gibbering and jabbering, then, you know, you got to do what you got to do. So did it work out for them? Probably not. Hopefully they were able to claim their missing stuff on insurance, and if they're out there, respects to you. Didn't mean to do you like that, but you know what? You can't fucking with me, for facts. So don't really see many Sureños out here in the Denver area. There are a lot of them here in the Denver, Colorado, and the Colorado prison system. There is quite a few. Now these are from the outer states or outer towns, and the smaller towns like Pueblo, Springs, what have you. These areas, these rural areas, they tend to have a lot of them. So I did encounter them here in prison. Was it always bad? Nah, it was cool for the most part. A lot of the California ones were real cold with it. It was more or less the Colorado ones that I had like really problems with, because to me, I thought they was watered down. I didn't think they were organic about theirs. I believe they were claiming something that they had seen on TV or whatever. So that's how I felt about them, you know what I mean? And then getting introduced to them like the way I did, with them pulling up on my house, talking all kinds of shit, and then, you know, all that shit that happened afterwards, kind of really didn't have a tolerance for them. But respect to the Sur, you know what I mean? They're out there doing it. I'm pretty sure they're still putting in their grind, putting in their work. No disrespects to them. There was some times that I had like good homies that were Sureños. There were some times that I had enemigos that were probably, they watched my back one time when I got into it with an Africano brother. They watched my back when nobody else had my back. So that being said, respect to them, man. I had respect for a lot of the cool ones. I was cool with Little Man. I was cool with the homie Sharky. These are older cats, man. They're probably pushing in their 50s. Sharky probably dead by now, man. And if he's not, I hope he's living a good life and he's not slammed down like that. Homie Dozer, the homie Spider. Those are all dudes that I knew that were from Khalifa's, Boxer. They were real ones, man. And I never had no beef with them, never had no drama with them. I didn't know nothing about Sureño. I didn't claim to know. I didn't claim the 14. I wasn't a 1-4. I didn't claim X. I didn't claim that shit. I didn't know nothing about it. So, still really don't know nothing about it. I still touch base with California channels. I watch them because I just want to get, you know, plugged in a little bit and know how their system works. And I know it's different than ours. No disrespects to them. You know what I mean? They do it the best way they know how. At the end of the day, this whole thing is bullshit anyway. So, respects to all the ones that got out of that shit and is doing better, man. Just living life and not in a cage or living for some other man's glory or their riches and their kingdom, man. So respects to them. I hope everyone's doing good. So this was my first time ever like getting introduced to the Sureños. Wasn't good, but that was it. So again, this is the Mile High Hustle. Thanks for tuning in. Just want to tell you guys thank you for tuning into the channel. Keep watching, keep liking, subscribing, leave a comment so I know. You know what I mean? Let me know what you want to know about that Colorado. And, you know, if I know anything, I'll bring it to you if I'm able to. With that being said, this is the Mile High Hustle, and I'm out.
So say good night to the bad guy. Go on. The last time you're going to see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you.